Okay, we are live. Start coming in soon. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I am well. I'm well. I mean, I just felt like I just seen you earlier. You know.
Yeah,
Well, we are
yeah.
here. We are here. Um. So let's see. How we gonna do this? This is my second one. Well, no. So this is my second. This is my first interview on this. On this, I
Okay.
used to do. I have a podcast, an audio podcast, but this is my first time doing this like this, except Famous Friday.
Ooh, okay.
Friday. This is
Well,
my
I appreciate you having me here.
no. Thank you for being patient with me. Each one teach one. We gotta figure it out. We gotta figure out. Now I gotta find. I don't even know what just happened. This is how that happened. All right. Um, I just lost my Okay, got it. All right, all right. So, welcome everyone to this special edition of All Hands on Deck. Comfortable Truth Lifestyle, Dolly, Flip Chicago Red, I'm everything. Pay my mother her money. Um, And today we are going to dive deep into the story of Mr. Banks. I love when you say Mr. Banks. That's so funny to me. Like, I just love how you say that. The Ramon Banks, a man whose life has been turned upside down by a justice system that seems anything but just. And joining us today is Tierra. Right? I'm saying it right. Tierra, right?
Yeah,
Tierra.
yeah.
Okay.
Tiara.
Um, Tierra, you're Ramon's girlfriend, and you're fighting for him as advocate, his biggest advocate. So we're going to uncover the layers of Ramon's story, from the initial encounter with law enforcement to the uphill battle he now faces with the court system. And we'll explore the legal challenges and also talk about the hypocrisy when it comes to these fake freedom fighters. That's one of my that's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Mm-hmm.
These freedom fighters. So before we get started, as always, free Larry Hoover, free Jeff Fort, free Asada, free Leonard Pelter, and these names represent individuals who have become symbols of the systematic injustice, and their stories remind us of why we must continue to challenge and question the structures they claim to deliver justice, but often fall short. Uh, Free Asada, for I love Asada. I pray every day I'm able to meet Asada, especially during this journey. And we got to get Larry Hoover out ASAP, and Jeff Ford and Leonard. So yeah, let's get into it. Tell me about you, Tierra, and what made you get into this fight. And that's my dog in the back. Uh,
Um. Well, what made me get into this fight is because he's still locked up with no justice.
no justice,
So
right? Cool, cool.
that's what made me
Um, well, first of all, tell me about Dirty130. What is that?
get.
Dirty130.
That's our slang we use for our hood. That's actually out Gil Gardens. It's on 130th. So we call
130.
it 3130. Yeah.
Okay, and you were born and raised in the gardens?
Born and raised.
Okay, born
Born
and
and
raised.
raised.
Okay, and all right, all right. Yeah, I heard some good stories and some bad stories. Um, Mainly about the environmental injustice over there. That's another show, but Ron Manuel had took some money out that budget when it came to the environment, I guess the air and stuff over there. So I got to really tap into that. But So you've been at the mic at City Hall. I've seen you a total of 4 times today on the mic. But last week I got to speak to you and you actually broke down what your issue is and all that. So I want to know, you did get to talk to the mayor twice. Well, get to speak on the mic twice with the mayor. Has the mayor reached out to you or any of his team reached out to you?
No one have reached out to me regarding this
Okay.
case. No one.
No one's reached out. So yeah, they don't reach out to anybody. So what ward did this happen in?
The 10th ward.
Okay, so that's Peter Chico's ward. Hey, did you reach out to Alderman Chico?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and nothing.
They don't help with these cases.
No, they don't help with these cases. Okay, so let's get into it. Can you give like a brief detail of like what happened? Like, if you could sum it up in 2 minutes. I know that you guys were in a car, you guys were parked in front of your home, and the detectives pulled up because of an expired tag.
As they
Well, that's
claim.
what that they but that was the reason. Well, they saying that was the reason why, but you guys were parked in front of the house. So
Exactly.
okay. So you want to elaborate on that, or you just want me to go into
Yeah,
the questions?
we can just go into the questions.
Okay. So one of the
Okay.
officers that was at the scene was named Miguel Anderson, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Why did Officer Miguel Anderson state that he felt a weapon before finding it?
Well, we're going to use their terms. That right there is called a mere suspicion. A mere suspicion does not provide legal basis for a search or arrest. The officer must be able to articulate specific facts that led him to suspect a crime is at foot or someone is armed and dangerous. So that's what that came from. By him saying he felt it without actually touching someone, that's a mere suspicion. That's not a probable cause.
Yeah, and that is why we're here.
Exactly.
Messing up my I got this stupid phone. Usually I have my stuff printed out. This is why I have my papers. This is why I be having my papers. I be having my stuff printed out. But I'm here, so you guys please bear with me. Let's see. Yeah, now I'm like lost. See, this is what I'm talking about. You might have to so I came on how much are they trying to give the man. Oh, we just started. We just started, so we didn't even get to any of that, and we're not getting anything. Can you do me a favor? Can you resend them? Yeah, just because I don't know, like they magically disappeared. So yeah, it's my first. This is my first one doing this, but usually I have my papers, y'all, and I have my papers. But today, it came down from City Hall. City Hall is another. That's another thing. Did you send it? Okay, you send it. So yeah, but anyway, going back to mere suspicion, I've never heard that before. So thank you for giving me that, and I did that. Look, they ignore your plight, McKenna. Yeah. They're gonna always. That's what they always do. Okay. The video, you have video evidence, which was kind of dope. So were you able? Did you do a FOIA to get the evidence? of the video
We gonna
evidence?
we gonna.
Okay. All right. Was there any video well, you said was there any video evidence, but it was.
Yes, but there was no dash cam. Of course, it's body cam, and then everyone else cameras that's outside.
Okay. Everything that Officer Miguel Anderson said in the police report, did it corroborate with the video evidence that you have?
You said everything that he said.
Yeah, did all of it match up?
Yes,
Like
yes,
everything matched up? Okay.
yes.
Was there proper protocol followed for searching the vehicle and residence
No,
or vehicle? It wasn't.
no, no. They had
So
no reason. They had no reason to get no one out the car.
did the officer's narrative about the weapon change during the incident?
Absolutely, absolutely. Once Officer Miguel Anderson recovered the weapon, that's when the narrative changed. He stated he went from he felt and he knew Mr. Banks had the weapon on him because he ran. That's the mere suspicion that I was talking about. So now that, oh, I seen Mr. Banks with the put the weapon behind the seat. So it most definitely changed because you thought he ran because he was armed, but he was never armed.
So what was the justification for the initial stop?
They stated a license plate sticker was expired.
And they didn't think to give you a ticket. They just
Um, Not only did they didn't think to get me a ticket, they didn't even think to identify me. I could have been a fugitive. I could have been anybody. They didn't ask me for anything. That was the whole strategy to get me out of the car.
but you guys were in the car and parked,
Mm-hmm.
and like 5-10 minutes later the police show up. You know anybody that called the police or anything like that? Like were y'all fighting or anything like that? Y'all were just in the car
No,
chilling.
no, no.
Okay, but okay. Um did the officers provide a justification for engaging with you while the car was stationary and parked?
You said did they do what?
Did they engage with you? Like, you know, did they have any justification? Well, was there any justification on why they were talking to you guys while you were parked? You and Mr. Banks was parked.
No, no.
How does the claim of an expired license plate sticker apply if the vehicle was not in motion? How do you feel about that?
Actually, it's
Did you speak to anybody about that? Like a lawyer?
no, no, no. But doing my own research, it holds. It's the same because in law, you can be like I can leave out the house right now and go and warm up my car and be sitting there, and if I start it up, that's considered driving. So if I was to pull over or someone's to pull over, I'm not driving. I can get out of the car and get back in the car. As long as you're sitting in a driver's seat, they consider that driving.
Okay. Are you aware of the Fourth Amendment?
Yes.
Okay.
Protects me for unreasonable searches and seizures.
Okay. You know, a lot of people don't know about this Constitution. It's kind of hard out here. Could the search of the parked vehicle be seen as a violation of your Fourth Amendment right?
Absolutely.
Have you spoke
Absolutely.
to? Have you
I'm sorry.
filed? Have you now? They detained you for a minute as well, right? And they didn't ask you your name or anything like that. Did you think about filing a lawsuit against the city for that? Well, the city's the CPD for that.
Yeah, I thought about it, but honestly, with the runaround I'm getting with this case, my focus just been on get justice for Mr. Banks.
Okay. One of Anderson's comments was, "I knew that MFer had it on him. It raises concerns. Were there any signs of prejudice or preconceived notions about Mr. Banks before all of this happened? Like, did you feel like, you know,
No,
just a person who was
no,
unethical?"
no. It goes back to that mere suspicion. When you walked up to the car, you you looked at Mr. Banks because he was a black man sitting in the car with dreads, and you
Sammy,
automatic.
well, someone now someone I always read these comments. Somebody says Sammy D says she needs to talk to a lawyer and not you. So, do you want to explain why you're doing this, or
Well, to whoever want to know about these lawyers, it's not where it's at. It's time for us to start doing this stuff for ourselves. Start learning law, understanding everything that's around us. Because what you think you're getting yourself into or putting your trust into someone, it's a circus. The whole system is corrupt. Lawyers and all, baby. I'm going to put it to you like this. This is how I look at it. The judges is the mother. The prosecutors and the public defenders are siblings. The lawyers is the cousins. Where you
that's
gonna win at? Where you gonna win at? The prosecutors is the most powerful people in the courtroom. Look at that. If you got kids, I ain't got kids, but I got nieces and nephews. But look at that as your problem child. Your problem child keep doing shit and doing shit. What are you gonna do? You don't, no matter what your baby do, you stand behind your baby. And that's what's going on.
And my thing is, my focus is on the Constitution. I still believe and uphold the Constitution, and I feel like our peoples, and not even just our people, I just think America in general is losing. Well, the Democratic Party for sure, I would say, in my case, and that what I see is that people do not want to uphold the U.S. Constitution, and probable cause is a thing that happens all the time, and people get pulled over all the time, and really don't be having no reason to be getting pulled over. And a lot of people don't know their rights, don't know that they're in violation, and then you have somebody that's been sitting in was he in Cook County?
Yeah. Cook
Yeah.
County.
Yes, for 2 years over something that should have been dropped because,
Yeah.
again, there was no probable cause. A person sitting in their vehicle having a conversation with someone, and you see an expired tag, does not mean that you get the person out of the car, detain them. Don't give them a reason why they're detaining them. A lot of people don't know, and then when you do go and talk to a lawyer, you cannot get any help. You have to be said that the main goal of this is, I call it the hashtag package. You either got to be killed by the police,
Say it.
or you have to be, or they want you to get convicted and hopefully be wrongfully convicted. And like as Jessica said the other day, they want you to do 15, 20 years, then they can get you out, sue the police, and then make some money off of it instead of just saving everybody's time, saving the court's time, saving the police's time, saving everybody's time, and just dismiss these type of cases. But they don't dismiss these type of cases because it is a money grab. Then you have these people like the Ben Coon Crumps and other civil rights attorneys that will not take cases unless you are physically hurt or dead.
Yeah.
F, that you violated my civil rights. F, that you violated any of the Constitution, any of the amendments. they want that the only way they make money is in violating. I mean, make money is if we get killed or we get wrongfully convicted. That's the money grab. And no matter how many times you can give them all, you can, like you have all the information. You have
Yep.
you have cameras, you got everything. You've got police reports, you have all that. And no lawyers want to touch it because it ain't no money in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you reached out to, you said somebody called, one of the aldermen told you to contact Ben Crump. Did you know about Ben Crump before this alderman told you about reaching out to Ben Crump?
No, never heard of him, honestly.
So when you contacted Ben Crump's office and you talked to someone from Ben Crump's office, what did they tell you?
First thing they asked me, was he hurt? And I told them no, they don't take cases like that. And it's sad that everywhere I call, like you said, they don't take cases unless you hurt or killed.
Yeah. So direct violation of your other civil rights.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get back to that. But yeah, so that's why I'm doing this. This is my first time doing something like this because since fighting my case with this, which is a violation of the 15th and the 14th Amendment, and which hers is the 14th Amendment. Well, Mr. Banks is the 14th Amendment too because it's a violation of his due process. But when I started fighting this case, and I'll be down there going off, acting a fool, going crazy. And I remember saying stuff like, where Black Lives Matter at? Where Black Lives Matter at? Where are the people at that fights injustices? Like the city of Chicago's stealing Black people's property. They're knocking properties down. They're taking property. You can't get any help. You can't even get any lawyers. So when I met Tiara and I had, asked her, like, well, who have you talked to? Who you know, all this stuff. Tiara's like, well, I've been to this person, I've been to this person, I've been to that person, I've been to that person. I'm like, all these justice places, all these criminal justice out here fighting, we're out here standing with Palestine and all them. They can't help you with this case. They can't. And then you say that they tell you he got to be convicted.
Yes, I was told that's when, my eyebrows went up because I never heard nothing like that. With a case like this, why would you have to be convicted to get justice? That's not justice. That's why I say, is this really a justice system or a conviction system? Because
Jessica said, what up? What up?
Hey, Jessica. Even when proven your innocence, they still trying to convict you. So it's no such thing as a justice system. This is just what
until, or was it guilty until, proven innocent until, what is it?
Right. It's proven it's innocent and proven to guilty. But if that was really the case, would nobody be sitting in jail fighting their cases because they innocent, right? They'll be at home, either on house arrest or whatever y'all got to do to maintain them until they found guilty. So if you really listen to what they're saying and what you think these words mean, they don't mean. It don't mean that. It don't mean that at all.
Just like all of these judges take an oath, and the oath is to uphold the U.S. Constitution. It's just innocent until proven guilty. So they have violated from the courts to this detective. And that's the thing I want to say too. I have nothing against the police. Nothing against the police at all. But like I explained to everybody, there are bad apples in everything. Politicians, as you see, be out there fighting with all the 50 disgraced aldermen out there. We got a mayor that I don't know what's going on. His whole administration is crazy. And then you have some bad police officers out here. That's just it. You have some police officers that get that become police officers for the power trips. It's just some people that just be on some power trip stuff. It's just some people that can let stuff go. You know, this situation, you decide to just bother a car that was parked. Wasn't bothered. Was this during the day, night? Where it was
Broad daylight. This
broad
was
daylight?
around 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Summertime, because he's been locked up for 2 years, right?
It was October.
So October. So
Yeah,
nice fall, getting back to
yeah.
becoming the fall. And that's it. Just stop you. Then get you. My thing is they got you out the car.
Hold on. Let me say this. They got me out of the car, and this is the crazy part about it. If you claim that you're seeing someone place a weapon somewhere, why wouldn't you handcuff that person? Why wouldn't you handcuff that person, detain that person?
My
You
mom said
detain,
they wanted what, 2 for 1.
huh?
Yeah, my mom said they wanted a 2 for 1, but just didn't
Oh,
understand how to do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
but
yeah,
no, yeah, because that
why would
is true. Because that, especially if a person has that, you don't know, if a person has a weapon on them, so that is true. Okay. Yeah, they thought, yeah, they were hoping to arrest 2 people, but you were fine. You understand? After they realized they didn't have, I mean, they didn't have, you didn't, you guys were sitting in the car. So this is my thing with this. It goes back to you guys just sitting in this car. How long have you been living you've been born and raised over there?
yeah,
Yeah,
been there
born
my
and
whole
raised over
life.
there. And you're a working person. Every time I talk to you, I always say I gotta call off because I gotta go down here and fight for Mr. Banks. But like you don't get in trouble. It's not like you're a working person.
Exactly.
Minding your business. Just minding your business. And you sit in the car. Sit in the car, and police tell. Now do they ask you to roll down? Was the window rolled down or like?
Okay. So let me just tell you the whole case.
Okay.
We were sitting in a car,
Right.
me and Mr. Banks, talking about whatever we were talking about. Okay. They come to the car. When he come to the car, I'm like, I mean, it's just so happened when the police come, even if they didn't stop you or arrest you, you say, why did you, stop me? Or why did you? So I said, why did you stop me? Even though he didn't stop me. He said, oh, the license plate sticker is expired. Then he tell Mr. Banks to let down the window. Mr. Banks turned towards his right because he's the passenger to let down the window. Once Mr. Banks tried to let down the window, Miguel Anderson, the officer, he's the officer that's got me. So we're gonna put him the driver officer because he was actually the driver officer in the vehicle and he was actually the one who detained me. So Anderson signaled like this for Mr. Banks to get out of the car. We're just sitting there because I didn't know what he was, doing there for. That's why we're sitting there calm and I'm asking him questions. He unlawfully opened my door. He got me out of the car and he handcuffed me. While at the same token, they got Mr. Banks out of the car. Instead of them handcuffing Mr. Banks, they searching him. So as they searching him, I asked him, why am I get put in handcuffs? He stated to me to investigate your name and make sure you had a license. That alone, right there, he violated my rights.
In a parked car. He was in a parked car. I just don't like it. That's just, yeah. I mean, you did violate. I'm just saying, like, in a parked car. I just don't. Like, that's the thing I just don't understand. Okay, so no problem calls, whatever. Well, make sure you got your license, whatever. Okay, continue. Because it just right then and there. That's when, and this is for future. ask to speak to a supervisor. A supervisor next time, because this next time, because this is huh? If it's
I
ever
said, oh,
happened,
most definitely.
yeah. We forget to do this, but next time, ask to speak to a supervisor. Yeah.
See, I wasn't even thinking that it was going to
And Miss
escalate.
Jessica said, "Why did you have to have a license for a parked car?"
Because how the law is, they states no matter if you're sitting in a car or not, if you're in that driver's seat, you're considered a driver.
Okay.
So no matter if it's parked in motion, they treat the encounterment the same. It's no difference. That's
Did
just
you have
like,
your license?
oh yeah,
And it's valid.
yes, yes, I have license, insurance, I have everything.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's how that works. They treats it like no matter if it's parked, moving, or whatever, it's still the
But
same to them.
once they checked you, first of all, what was the purpose of them putting them handcuffs on you? If they because they should just ask for your license, right? So I guess since you're in a parked car, I mean, I'm not but like you said, because you're in a parked car, if you're in the driver's side, and if the police come to you, they have they ask for a license and registration. You give them your license registration, but they still put you in handcuffs.
Yeah. So you ask, why did they put me in handcuffs?
Yeah.
Well, they actually put me in handcuffs because this is a strategy that they use. This is a strategy that they use to search into arrest. See,
Somebody says you
what
basically
people
was kidnapped. Somebody said you basically was kidnapped.
on my soul, he kidnapped right now. I just told. Then I just say that to you.
He said you was too. He said you was basically kidnapped. Yeah.
Yeah, but I gotta let go. But the real kidnapper is my guy. He's real life kidnapped in 26 in California. For what? For what? You guys, what people fail to realize, and this is what I want everybody to understand. These people are trained for these type of tactics, okay? These people are trained to understand. People like you, me, citizen, period, don't know law. 99.9% of these people that's locked up, they had no probable cause, but these people don't know this. These people don't understand this. And to the young lady that said, why don't the lawyers? That's why they still sitting there. This is why they still sitting there. No voice, no support. When everybody works against you.
Funny. You keeping the jails funded.
Yeah.
They get money a day.
Yeah. So if you real life out here lost and don't know law, what we do is, and what we have to stop doing is putting our trust into people. I don't care because we're paying them, but you got to stop putting your trust into people. And now it's in today's world, the type of information that we have, we can do this ourselves. We can do it ourselves.
Now, he got locked up in 22, and all these there's a executive order that the migrants, I know a lot of them are out here driving without no license and getting let back out because they can't deport them or anything. And they keep letting them out. They keep getting arrested. Police keeps arresting them, and they keep getting let out. The judges keep letting them out. And there's been people that've been consistently locked up 10, 15 times. Same migrant, no license, no anything like that. But your guy has been locked up for 2 years, and they're pushing for him to try to. I mean, what's the status? Are they asking for trial? Are they trying to give him a? They want him to plead guilty. What is what is it? You have a paid lawyer. He has a paid attorney, right?
To the
And she
young
doesn't want
lady
to talk.
once again. Yes. A paid attorney. Yes. And
And when you first talked to her, she understood everything you were saying. You gave her all the information, all that, and now you can't even talk to her. It's about you paid.
no, can't talk to her at all. She don't want to talk to me. Um, I don't even know where to start. So let me tell you about this. It started, I want to say August 8th. Mr. Banks had court. We came to court because they keep playing this game of prolonging, or the officers, something going on with them, or anything to keep Mr. Banks detained. So
Okay.
I come to court and I come to court and I notice the lawyer, Latanya Burton and Renee Amen. They there actually early, to my surprise. Okay. They there.
It's the first
Um,
court date.
huh?
This is the first court date, or this is the current lawyers that you have now?
No,
Because these are the first.
this is the current
Okay, yeah,
lawyers.
okay.
I'm going into the reason why we're not talking.
Okay.
So I come to court, she comes out and she say, "Oh, Miss Latanya Burt," she comes out and she states to me that they're gonna continue the case. I asked her why. She said, "Oh, the conventions, the Democratic Convention Center, whatever was going on the following week." So I asked her, I said, "So do you know the date, that they're gonna use for the next court date, because we don't want it so far out. Mr. Banks is ready to come home." She lied to me. She told me no, she didn't know. She wanted to see what the judge was going to say or how long she was going to give them. So what happened was, now court started. When court starts, the prosecutor basically states that him and my attorney had already came up with the next court date, and my attorney picked the court date, and that was the court date for October 29th. So that right there, it didn't rub me the right way, because why are we lying? So what had happened was, I ended up calling her the next day, couldn't get in contact with her, whatever the case may be, end up getting in contact with her, and I'm asking these questions. So she gets mad because I'm asking her, you know, why did you lie to me? And she told me, she got to bringing up, how much she charged me and what. Hold on, we're not talking about that. I paid you off in full, and it was well over $5,000. I paid you off in full. So for me to come to you and ask you why you lying about a court date and you bringing up money to me is an issue. So she basically told me, oh, because I didn't want to hear that. She told me, oh, I'm getting off the case. I said, you just can't do that. She said, okay, well, I'm not going to talk to you no more. I'm going to talk to Mr. Banks. I said, how could you do that? She hung up on me and blocked me. That was that. Now
And
we went back to court. Hold on, one more thing. We
okay.
went back to court just passed on the 29th. Now she's acting as if our family trying to harm her because we're asking questions. So she get escorted in and out by the police. So that's how that went.
Are you familiar with the Attorney Registration and Disciplinary Commission, ARDC, where you can report attorneys?
Um,
Because you
no,
definitely need to be reported.
I heard about it, but no, it's a lot of people I need to report. My focus is getting them out right now, and then we're gonna get the
I mean,
ball rolling.
this might be a crazy question, but then it might not be, because this is Illinois and they're just corrupt. Has he been indicted?
No, what you mean indicted?
Like, has he been
Indicted on what?
indicted
What type of
on
charges?
whatever his charges is? Has he been indicted yet?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay. Well, I'm from New York, but I know that after, honestly, I think it's 45 to 60 days. If a person's not indicted, a writ can be like, I don't know, and I don't know. This is in New York. So I would have to look up here. I haven't had a chance, but if he's not indicted yet, and I know after a certain amount of days, they're supposed to let him go. He has to be like, that's what I'm saying. Like, so he hasn't been indicted like on any of the charges that the police.
No.
That right there don't make no sense. I mean, I don't know if like people who was watching, like look at the chat, that people are saying, but like that's a thing. So if like Sammy D said, she needs a paper trail, document everything. She's documented everything. I've watched the camera. I see she got everything. So she lit. So I have a question. The lawyer that you have, is she at a law firm? Is she her own independent lawyer, or like, because
I
that's what I
believe
really
it's
want.
her. From my understanding, what she told me is her law firm is Berman Law Group out in Waukegan, Illinois.
Ooh, but that's because you could not. You went to. I want to say there's a person named Ari. That's a lawyer
Yeah,
here that's known for these type of cases.
I went to
Uh,
a few lawyers here. I went to
who are the
anybody
lawyers
you
in the
can
city?
anybody you can think of. They heard from me. They got my number. Any lawyer you can think of, I called. And Ari, Sierra, Brandon Brown, Ted, Gamilio, Clyde, whatever his name. I've been to everybody, and that's the
And when you
thing.
went to them, you gave them the everything.
No, I
What?
sat down. When I
Okay,
went to them, I sat down to them, explained the case. Yes, I did. Show them, exactly what I was talking about.
right.
Um, Nothing.
Nothing.
Some of them was, oh, it's a trial issue, and everything was trial, trial, trial. But my concern was these people. Y'all post cases worse than this online daily.
The one that you showed me that he just did. Ari just was it Ari a guy or girl?
Yes, Ari is a girl.
Okay, yeah, you showed me. She just got somebody off. She said a switch, right?
A,
That was
gu-
on
a Glock with an extendo.
a Glock with an extendo and got it off.
Dismissed.
Dismissed. And you and and you went to Ari. Had the money. And they wanted to go trial.
It wasn't that she didn't want to actually take the case. It was her response. So, me sitting here watching y'all beat cases, y'all clients have actual weapons on them, and y'all getting these cases dismissed at the preliminary hearings. Why is this a trial issue?
This is a trial issue.
It don't make sense to me. He ain't got no weapon on him. He haven't been found with a weapon on him. Why is his case is a trial issue?
Why did they search? And you were stopped with no probable cause. Well, you weren't stopped. They pulled up behind the car and just proceeded to say, "Hey, you know what? Let's just see what they on." You understand? Like you two people just mind their business in the car, having a conversation, and police pull up behind y'all and just say, "What's up with y'all?" You understand? And then you guys go through all that broad daylight in October in a place that you're raised, and him, right? You raised as well. And 2 years later, he's still there. You clearly you say he's not been indicted yet, which is crazy. Like I really have to look up the law here, because if he hasn't been indicted, there's no way in the world that man should be still locked up. Like, no, real talk. And I'm like, I'm not even trying to be like funny. Yeah, that's against the Constitution, like for real. And that's my main goal. So yeah, that and like somebody Eric C sounds like nobody wanted the case. Yeah, Eric, nobody didn't want the case because it ain't no money. See, now if he was shot in the back,
Right.
then yes, they would have taken the case. If if he got about 60, basically, like she said earlier, he is kidnapped because he's sitting in jail with he has not been indicted yet and shouldn't be indicted at all because they know, because it gives this is what it gives to me. It gives, they know they messed up. They know they messed up. They know that you're not dumb. They know that you're not dumb. You don't have a public pretender, which is a public defender. I call them
I
public
like that.
pretenders. So
I
you
like
don't
that.
have a public pretender. He has family because the next court date is December 18th, but your family comes out. He has family, his family, everybody comes out. So he has family, and they know they violated multiple civil rights and they violated the U.S. Constitution, but they don't know what to do because they know you're not dumb, but they know that your attorney is working with them because that's all they do. We can get that's why we're doing this, y'all. This is why
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this, because you can't get no help. You ask for the news to be out there. News won't come. That's why you started coming to City Hall to try to see if you can get some help because you done paid an attorney.
I paid four attorneys.
You paid four attorneys. Four attorneys. So after I'm gonna help you get ARDC. You have to report them people. They cannot just take your money and then you just out, and he's still locked up and not indicted. Okay, not indicted is. I'm trying to tell you, in the state of New York, if you don't get indicted within 45 days, they have to release you. That's in the state of New York. Now, I don't know here, and I will look that up, but I know over 2 years, I know that he's been locked up for 2 years. That is crazy, and that is unlawful, and that's the problem. And the crazy thing is, the people that you've reached out to, like these justice departments, Ben Kuhn, Crump, these justice organizations that get paid, these violence interrupters, these people who ran out and who's out here fighting for Dexter Reed, who shot at the police and shot the police at the end of the day, but he got killed. Now, that was a traffic stop. He decided to roll up the window when the police told him to get out the car. You were parked in front of your house, and your boyfriend is locked up for 2 years and have not been indicted. You paid 4 lawyers. You can't get no help. Your last lawyer got you on block.
No, this is this lawyer. This is the current lawyer.
I'm talking about this lawyer. This lawyer got you blocked.
Yes.
So let's get into definitely the Fourth Amendment. They violated. You say they violate the First Amendment. It was another one. I think there was the Eighth Amendment. They violated too. Like they violated. Like honestly, I've counted like 6 amendments. We're not even getting to the civil rights part.
Let me tell you this.
More Real News says 90 days in Chicago. So if he's not indicted within 90 days, he's supposed to be home. And there's a writ, like the lawyer can write this. He can write this too. And maybe we can figure that out. But he really can write it too on his own because they got a law library and then. But yeah, he does. Yeah, that's crazy. That they that's insane to me. Yeah. So what is supposed to be December 18th? Like this is supposed to be another what are they doing? They're waiting for the what are they waiting for? Are the police officers showing up to court?
It's a game. When the police officers show up, the lawyers is late. When a lawyer, now that the lawyers is late, now the police officer got a doctor's appointment. So now they can't sit. It's supposed to be.
But no one. But he's not indicted yet. He's not
No,
indicted.
we're trying to. No, we're trying to get a motion to suppress because no one was willing to do the motion to dismiss. And a motion to dismiss a case, they have to have lack of probable cause. They have to violate your rights. They have to have prosecutorial misconduct and insufficient evidence. Mr. Banks' case cover all this. No lawyer is willing to put that motion in. So now we're playing the game of a motion to suppress. Okay, we can do that.
What's a motion to suppress?
A motion to suppress basically saying that they didn't have probable cause, I guess, to search your car, and whatever they got from the car, they call it whatever they got from the car need to be suppressed. It's something like, what is it? The fruit of the poisonous tree. That's what it is. So
Okay.
the poisonous tree will be the car. The fruit will be the weapon. So them violating the rights, them violating your rights will get that thrown out. But where we're standing at now is, when I already talked to the lawyer on August 8th, she already said, oh, he have rights and standing, for the car, because that now they're trying to say he ain't have no rights or he have no standing to use the Fourth Amendment. So they're trying to say they didn't violate Mr. Banks at all. So this is the game they're playing now. So now this court date, we're trying to see if they're going to actually hear the motion or play the game and say that he don't have standing and try to take it to trial.
Just has your lawyer or has Mr. Banks asked the lawyer for discovery? Do they have they asked for discovery from the other side, from the prosecutor?
They have all the discovery. What you mean? Do they have all the discovery? They've been got it.
So they have the discovery.
Yes, they got the discovery a month or two after they got off the case from the prosecutors.
So what? So yes, what? Okay, another thing, it's in Bridgeview, right?
That's correct.
But it happened at where would it But it happened at Altar. It's called, how you say it? Altar Gardens, 3130.
All Gale Gardens, yeah.
All Gale Gardens, 3130. Yeah. So why Bridgeview?
Your guess is good as mine. I don't know. Because the circus we clowning in, that's where they threw it at, to the clowns over there.
Okay, so how many justice alliances, or have you reached out to help get this out there? The people who ride for they're not even riding for Sonia Massey right now, but the ones who be out, the Black Lives Matter people, the people who be outraged and supposed to be fighting.
Yeah, I only reached out actually to one group.
Okay.
One group.
And how long did you work with that group until you realized that this ain't going?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. Okay. So what are you hoping for December 18th? Do you feel like it's gonna be dropped? Have you written the judge yourself?
No. I can't get no information on her. So no, I haven't. Her name is the judge now is Natasha Toll, room 104. I can't get any information on it. And then once you come into the courtroom, she don't allow no one to speak or anything. So no.
Okay. Has Mr. Banks told your lawyer what he would like for December 18th? Has he asked the questions like, why am I still locked up if I haven't been indicted? Like, I've been indicted?
He always well, he never asked that question since he haven't been indicted. He want to figure out why is he still locked up. He haven't did anything wrong. Um, yeah, that's what he want to know. Why is he still locked up? He haven't did anything wrong.
Okay. Um, whew. Well, she can't, because the lawyer blocked her. The law. When's the next time? When does Mr. Banks talk to the lawyer? Like, how many times?
None. She just came.
Yeah, you gotta write this person. Is the person black, white? I just want to
She's black. Two black women.
know. And
Um,
they're and Waukegan.
Waukegan. I went that far because I was so tired of everyone here, and I thought I was going to catch a break there, but here we are today. Here we
Okay.
are today. They just came to Mr. Banks, and now they, the lawyer, state that only how he can have standing in this case if he admit to having a gun. Why would he admit to having something that wasn't his?
Have you any of the past cases these two lawyers have done?
You said what?
Have you ever looked at any of the past cases these lawyers have done? The two that you currently have now.
No. I just, when you go and search people, I look at reviews and comments and stuff like that. Sometimes I try not to, go off of that, but yeah, no.
Has Mr. Banks ever thought about representing himself?
No.
Someone wants to know, did he go under oath? Well, I don't even know, but did he go under oath? Did he? Yeah.
What
That's
it what do what do they mean by go under the oath?
when someone asked, yeah, too jazzy, break that down. And then someone else asked, are they allowing you contact with your husband? But you speak to your guy, right?
Yeah, I speak to him. I talk to
Yeah.
him.
Is a lawyer speaking to him? Oh, raising his right hand. Well, when he oh yeah, in court. But no, is he raising his right hand in court? I mean, I don't haven't even gotten there yet.
Oh, he don't. The judge will not allow. Her method is you talk to your lawyer, and your lawyer talks for you.
He has a
If
court. He's had court appearances,
yes,
but and nothing. They just adjourn them.
we're still here.
Yeah. Okay, Carla. So yeah, court appearance. Uh. So yeah, she said they still here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, the indict the indicted part is the part that the probable cause of him not being indicted is what concerns me, because probable cause A, that's violation, and then him being locked up for 2 years and not being indicted is insane, and for you to pay for a private attorney, which is the whole goal of why you pay for a private attorney, and it's still no outcome is insane to me when there are people that get off with guns on them, switches to the extendo, or these immigrants that have been getting out. They commit a crime, they keep getting out with no problem. So I don't get it, and I don't understand why it's in Bridgeview. Those are the three things that you need to figure out. And I don't mind helping you find, because I'm curious too. I need to understand why he hasn't been, if he hasn't been indicted, why is he still there? That doesn't make that's crazy right there. Like him being locked up for 24 months is, you can get compensated for that if he has not been indicted. That doesn't make any sense. And why is it in Bridgeview? Because that doesn't make any sense too. And why didn't any of your attorneys that were paid, why didn't they ask for a change of venue in another in the court that it should be in, which is the court that's closest to wherever this incident happened? Someone says, yeah, that is right, Shamika. Somebody said, I think you have to testify to be under oath. But yeah, you're right. A Feretta hearing is need for him to defend himself. He needs a lawyer that's going to defend him and write the proper motions. First motion is the motion to dismiss, and the motion to dismiss is grounds on he's been locked up for 24 months with no indictment, and number two is no probable cause.
Also, like I just told you, the 4 elements: no probable cause, violating his right, prosecutorial misconduct, and insufficient evidence. They don't have enough evidence to prove that Mr. Banks is guilty of anything. Because Mr. Banks took off running, that don't mean anything. The man stated, Miguel Anderson stated, I knew when Mr. Banks took off running, for everybody that's confused, Mr. Banks did take off running after he was searched. He allowed them to search him so they can know that he was unarmed. So we won't be sitting here I'm sitting here crying because they killed him. He allowed them to search him before he took off running. When he takes off running, the officer that heads me, that never searched Mr. Banks, stated, I knew that motherfucker had it on him. I asked him, had what? He said he got a pistol. I asked him, how do you know? The officer stated that he felt it, like in his spirit. I felt it. But then you goes and write the report stating that you're seeing Mr. Banks, the same officer that felt and knew Mr. Banks actually ran because he had a gun. You write in your report that now you seen Mr. Banks making further movement and seeing a weapon in plain view. Plain view alone, no matter what the situation is, car moving, stop, whatever, plain view and further movements can get an officer inside your vehicle. This is why they use this type of stuff. This is why the officer told Mr. Banks to raise down the window, because Mr. Banks had to move. But where they messed up at is he stated Mr. Banks moved with his left. Mr. Banks never moved his left. He turned towards his right because the window was to his right. Once that happened, Mr. Banks take off running or whatever. Now it's me and Officer Miguel Anderson. The other 3 officers, they goes to pursue Mr. Banks. Now, back to the report. Once again, if something in plain view, you're going to go directly to it. You're not going to go around. I'm going to put it to you like this. Zoe, me and you, we going to rob a bank, right? The mission is to what? Get the money. Mm-hmm. So if we go into the bank and the first thing we see is the money, what are we going to do? We're not going to go around it and look for what we're looking for right in our face. Bingo, we're going directly to the money. In this case, that weapon was their money. If that weapon was in plain view, as you said it was, why didn't you go directly to recover the weapon? Why can't you state exactly where you located the weapon from? You got one weapon in 3 different spots. How? First, you got it under the driver's seat. Then you got it under the passenger seat. On body cam, when I personally asked you, where did you get that from? You hit the top of the passenger seat and clearly say the left side of this seat. We don't know exactly where he found the weapon or recovered the weapon because that part is not on body cam. That part, everything else on body cam, but that part.
I think the overall issue is that it wasn't no probable cause to search anyway, and
There was no probable cause to get me out
and
the
they
car.
shouldn't have, huh? Yeah, that was that, and that yeah, it was crooked police. It was just somebody just trying to maybe try to do they quote. I don't know if that's the real thing about quota, or they decided they wanted to bother that car. But at the end of the day, it's parked. You guys are having a conversation or whatever. How you having a conversation? There was no means to search that car or put you in handcuffs or anything.
No need to get me out the car, period.
And that's why he's not indicted, because you have the video camera. I mean, the video footage. You have the police reports that have different. They all state something different, and what he's saying on the body cam is different to wasn't. So yeah. That I don't have the video. She has the video, but I've seen the video, and that video does not make any sense. So that's why he's not indicted. But you have a crooked attorney, or just a terrible attorney, but definitely a crooked attorney, because it's a easy case to get dismissed. That's why it's in Bridgeview, which doesn't make any sense as well. And that's why you can't get because it's just basically he's locked up awaiting. I don't even know what he's waiting.
He's waiting.
I guess waiting for him to I guess take whatever, because he just wants to
go home.
Waiting for him to
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, they want him to plead guilty.
They start stalling him out until he's like, I'm tired, and I'm just come on. Yeah, that's what's going. That's what happened. That's what happens in a lot of people's cases.
But you have to if the 18th, if nothing doesn't happen, you need to write ARDC. You need to write the Department of Justice, because it is new people coming in because of Trump. And he understands about crooked judges and the crooked prosecutors and stuff like that. I will help you write this letter. But he also needs to think about representing himself, because he should be home, and it's easy, and you guys are the late, like that lady, like she probably would never think that you know about ARDC, because a lot of us do not know about ARDC. A lot of us do not know about reporting. A lot of those things, we don't know about that. And plus, she got her money. You understand? So she don't care. So she's just and she all the way out in Waukegan and stuff. And it's unfortunate that you couldn't find somebody here that was at the case, because, like you said, they all want to take it to trial. And you were saying, why would you be taking something to trial when you get all other things dismissed, like switches and guns, which makes sense. I just feel like he's like I don't know if he was like supposed to be, I don't know, made an example. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I do know that they violated various amendments. They violated the U.S. Constitution. Everybody that is in the judicial post report not going to match up with the body camera video. That's what Ramon Banks said.
Oh, that's his brother.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Banks. Hey, Mr. Banks again. Another Mr. Banks. So that's what I'm saying. So yes, it's violation. So it's definitely violation of and we can write up, but he needs to, and I know that he may be afraid to do this, but we need to do it. Back in the day, before we were freed, the slaves that could talk, were able to not talk, was able to like read and write. We sued a lot because we had that Constitution. And that Constitution, especially the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, which is for us, for freedmen, we won. You know, I sued, and I say this all the time because I'm proud, but I have never ever had to use a lawyer, ever. But I also the most difficult case that I did. It was a civil case, but I've sued Delta Airlines, and I sued Delta Airlines violation of my First Amendment. And I sued because I have a clothing brand, and one of my shirts that I had on, they told me that I was not able to get on the plane with this shirt on. And then they told me, then they were calling me all, they didn't know my pronouns, which I really don't care about that. I'm not a pronoun fighter, but they just kept calling me everything else but a she. Like I'd have made it to it and all this stuff. But anyway, make a long story short, I sued them. I first I wrote Delta, the CEO, which explained everything. All that I wrote CEO, the Delta while I was on the plane. About 10 days later, they respond back. They do admit everything in this email. I let it go, but then I tried to sue. Then I tried to get on a plane again. Different people told me I could not get on the plane because of my shirt. And I said, no. I got this letter from y'all that said that I'm free to wear my brand. I said, what are you talking about? I just told them. They said the pilot doesn't want to see it. I said, how does the pilot is flying the plane? The pilot, I was like, what are you talking about? Right? So then they go to, well, it's kids on the plane and stuff like that. I said, you act like I'm gonna be walking up and down the lane, the aisle. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I just got fed up. I sued. When I first went to lawyers, because I was like, man, this is such a good lawsuit because it's violation of my First Amendment. No lawyers would take it because I wasn't hurt. I wasn't injured. And then and I was like, I am hurt. I am injured mentally. Right. Emotionally, they got me messed up, and they're like, no. So I was like, fine. I was already I see an attorney. I see a therapist now. I've always seen a therapist. Like I always see a therapist. I don't care. You need a therapist. My therapist the whole time documented everything. I went and sued myself, and I won. So yeah, and the lawyers for Delta just knew that I was not going to win this case. And the judge, who was a Republican judge in Georgia, had explained to them, you violated her First Amendment. Now we could take it. And I said, well, I'll take it because they kept playing. They kept playing. So I said, well, I'll take a trial, no problem. They cut that check so fast because they violated the First Amendment. Okay, so that is something that you should think about when it comes to Mr. Banks. And I don't mind. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not any of that, but I do know common sense, and I'm pretty sure that he does as well. That's why he hasn't really lost his mind, lost it and say, fuck it, I'll just take whatever because I need to get out of there. Because 2 years being, especially in that nasty place, with all that mold and everything that's in there for something that he should have been out. That is the problem, because you're dealing with a crooked attorney, you're dealing with a crooked cops, you're dealing with a crooked judge, and you have family and stuff that's right there that knows it too. Y'all all know. Everybody knows. Nobody's not dumb. Everybody knows that this is a BS case, and that is something that is great that you guys have. However, you guys need to report this person to ARDC. I will help you that, and other people that's taking your money, because they owe them other lawyers. You can get your money back. If they didn't do what they were supposed to do, you can get your money back. It's just that sometimes we don't know that. So we'll go. That's a whole nother thing. But for this, on the 18th, if they talk, I'm gonna go with you too, because I just have to see it in my. I just gotta see this to myself, and I'm praying that they know. I'm praying before Christmas. I hope it's a Christmas miracle. I hope that the right people see this.
Yeah.
The right people see this, and they see that this is some BS, and that it gets out there to the point that these judges, because that the judge sees it, that weird lawyer that y'all got see it, and know that they're breaking the law, know that they're corrupting, and they need to go ahead and write whatever motion that they need to write and let him out.
It don't need to be. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It don't need to be no motion, because they can do what they do, like Biden did his son. They can dismiss this case right then and there. I said they can do exactly like what Biden just did to his son. Dismiss this case right then and there. Why he already?
You gotta write a motion to dismiss, like your lawyer.
I understand that part, but I'm just saying, with them, they can actually do what they want to do. They actually can do what they want to do. If it was their kids or brother, son, he served the time already. So no matter how y'all looking at it now, he sat there for 2 years. He served his time.
Yeah, well, no. I'm saying it just needs to be dismissed. Like when they call his name, when they call his name December 18th, it should be if like you said, even if you make it there, but it should be this, like the lawyer should be able to come to him and say, it's done, it's over. Understand? Like it's done, it's over. But it's a simple motion. It's a simple motion. I mean, like I said, it's a simple motion that it should be no issue. Like even with pardoning, oh boy, they still had to do paperwork. You understand? Like, yeah, he pardoned them, but it's still paperwork that has to be done. This, it's a simple motion that your lawyer that you paid money, your family paid money, his family paid money, and do your job. Do your job. It should be no issue. Like the night before it should be this week, but the night before the 18th, or even like it should be, hey, Tierra, or call or they reach out to his family, whatever. Hey, he coming home. Because again, not being indicted is it, like there's no way possible that they have somebody that's locked up for 2 years, 24 months, and not be not be indicted. That is illegal. That is unlawful right there. Like honestly, that's a lawsuit. That's legit a lawsuit. That's legit a lawsuit when it comes to the courts, when it comes to the police. Like it's not just one. Like that's not just one person. That's not just the police. Why are they not upholding the Constitution? The judges. You said this is his second judge, right?
Yeah.
Is that the case? Yeah. The prosecutor.
I honestly believe, because I've sat through this lady court before. I honestly believe that if she was to see all this, she wouldn't roll with this. The judge, she would not agree with it. That's what I get from her. I've seen her have this paper, and I've seen her, really be reasonable, understanding. I've seen this lady. Me personally, I just don't think that if this was represented to her, where she could see all this bullshit.
What your lawyer is supposed to do? What you paid your lawyer to do?
Exactly. I don't see that Judge Natasha told keeping him. She will grant that motion.
Who's the prosecutor? Do you know on there?
I believe her name was Farah. She got off though. It's a new prosecutor.
So that's another problem that they have in the systems that Miss Jessica explains all the time as well. when they know they about to do some, when they know stuff doesn't make any sense, or your family start, because like you got a lot of people that show up, his family, your family, everybody that's something that's not making no sense, then they start moving them around.
Yeah.
Understand? You say this is second judge.
Yeah.
This is second prosecutor. You want your fourth lawyer that you
And a
paying out
fourth
your
lawyer.
pocket. And Mr. Banks is sitting on 24th in California in Moles, and no indictment. Yeah, come on now. That if that ain't racism, then what is it? If that ain't racism, then what is it? What else it could be? Because that's racism to me, and I will only use racism when I see racism, but like I don't get it. I don't get from how it started. How it started from them not minding their business, coming to bother y'all. You know, from 2 years later to you having all the video camera, the body cam, the police reports, you know, I mean, I just don't get how he's still locked up and have not been indicted, and they can't indict him because they know that is unlawful, because they should have never searched the car.
Exactly. My point exactly. Yeah.
Oh. We well, no. Michael told us 90 days. More who knows. So yeah. So I got some people on my side that I said that I would, after we do this, that I would send it to them because I explained this, and my thing is there are good people in all places. Like I say, there's good cops, there's bad cops. You happen to get a terrible cop. There are people that do see the BS and do see the hypocrisy. See, I see the hypocrisy. So my thing is, I see the hypocrisy in everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how these people be out here fighting for certain people, but when it comes to this situation should have. I shouldn't even know you. You understand? Unless I ran into you because we partying somewhere. You understand? For you to come down there because you want to get heard. You know, you don't talk to the mayor twice. You've been to Tony Preckwinkle. You know, I was when Tony
Kim
Preckwinkle.
Fox. I talked to Kim Fox.
Kim Fox. So you know, yeah. So it's just it's a money grab, and it proves every time. If he would have ran and would have got shot in the back, oh my God, it wouldn't even been thought about. Well, it was you guys shouldn't have. It would have been a whole thing. You understand? It would have been a whole thing. Now it's 2 years going. They looking at that like, okay, that's another person in there. We getting, I don't know how much they get a day. You know how much they get a day keeping us locked up in there. But at the end of the day, that is what's happening. Locked up and it's too long. It's too long, and it needs to be out there. And like Elon Musk says, we are the new media now. The Democratic Party makes money off of our oppression. They especially make money off of Black men's oppression. And that's just what it is. It's $1 trillion business, keeping us locked up. And they're going to continue to do it if we do not start talking about those things. Because what they try to do is create these race wars, create these narratives to keep money going. And when they keep and if they keep him locked up and other Ramon Banks because he's not the only one that's locked. It's a whole bunch of them all over
Exactly.
the United States that are that are wrongfully that are in there because he's not even wrongfully convicted. He is not even convicted. They want to convict him so they can. So then when they convict, so when they wrongfully, I mean, they want to convict him. So once they do convict him, then they can go and say, all right, let's go out there. Let's go get the signs. Let's go get all that stuff. Let's go get the media. He should have been home. He should have been home. Da, 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 da. Now he convicted, right? So now, okay, we're going to wait about 3, 4, 5 more years, okay? Because that's 7 years. 7 years, we can get about $5.7 million for that case, right? He's been in there until like, it's all right, you know. So they play with our brain, they play with the trauma that we have, right? And then they'll go and get a Ben Crump now, or somebody like Ben Crump, and then they'll go get some Justice Alliance people, pay them about $100 to stand with you, you know. And then here comes a civil rights attorney that's ready to take the case because now he's wrongfully convicted. He's been in there for 7 years, and then now it's okay. I think we can get about 10 million for this case, right? And we're going to get the police, and then they're going to start pushing at the police and stuff like that. See, this is the problem. Da, 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 da. This is the system. Da, 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 da. All that when they can prevent it right now. But it ain't no money right now.
This is my thing with this case. It's so simple. A kid can beat this case. When you look at the police report and you see all the lies that they falsified and stated on the police report, even on down to the point where the police tell me he had to put something inside my car. What is there still to this day that you had to put inside my car? You wrote on the police report that you seen a weapon in plain view. If you seen a weapon in plain view, you shouldn't have to make a statement and say you're not under arrest. I needs to search your car. Because if you see a weapon in plain view, you definitely are under arrest, and we're going to take and search the car. Okay. So with all this that's going on with this case, that's what bothers me. Not only that, when you guys see the body cam and you see that when he asked Mr. Banks, why did he run? And Mr. Banks state that he was scared for his life because they killing us. And you go and falsify a whole report and state that this man admitted to a weapon and admitted to carrying it. That's different. That's not no mistake. And what y'all try to use in law, saying police misconduct, that's criminal behavior.
If they had something, Tierra, they would have indicted him that within maybe 5 business days after he was locked up.
I mean, I understand that, but the point that he still is locked up.
Oh yeah, no, it is. But I'm just saying that the fact I can't believe, like, you just don't understand, like, I cannot believe this man still locked up. Like,
you can't believe.
It's just crazy to me. And it's really crazy to me because I've heard you down there, but you only have 3 minutes. So you understand? So I really can't get the bits and pieces. So then when you called me last weekend and we talking for the 20 minutes, and I'm like, wait, what? Like this is crazy. Like, this is insane. Like, that's insane to me. And it goes to, this is a money grab. This is a money grab, and they're going to continue to do this. This is why I try to explain to people. Like, Democratic Party, they don't care about the black man. They don't care about black people regardless. But the black man, they do not care. They make money off of that. And they're going to continue to make money off that if we continue to go that route. If we continue to go that route. This is money. You know how much money they making off him while you spending money, while you going through it, while your family going through it, while you don't know what's going on in there. Like that is what they do, and they're gonna continue to do that if we continue to allow this to happen. So this is why you got to put stuff out here like this, because the Democratic Party gonna do this. Like you said, you reached out to Kim Fox. I mean, you saw Kim.
I was in the same room as Kim Fox.
But Kim Fox went hard for Jussie Smollett, though.
Who the hell is that? Oh, girl.
Jussie Smollett. Went hard for Jussie Smollett. But you got with this situation right here. You always talk about the black man and how, you know, the injustices and stuff like that. They always say you let people out easy, but then it comes in this case, I can't do nothing about that case. But you the state's prosecutor. The state's prosecutor.
You signed off on it.
Yeah.
You signed off on it.
That's crazy. The signed off on it is crazy. The hypocrisy is crazy, but it's big business. It's a democratic way. I don't care what nobody's saying. That's what it is.
You know what I've learned, honestly, going through this whole process? Business itself is a legal scam. All this shit is a scam for people out there money. They play on people, you know, when they're going through stuff. They like everything. People need to wake up to what's going on out here. We got the wrong perception of things. We're using this internet for the wrong thing, you know? Like, it is time for us to wake up. For real. It's time for us to wake up. All this goofy stuff we steady sharing and doing this, allowing them to control us and how we think, that's an issue. That's an issue within itself. Because we're not going to get out of the matrix if we're stuck in it. If you're not trying to do something to get out of it, you're going to be forever stuck in. Right. And this alone shows me this case revealed who everybody is. Because for this case to be this simple, and I know it's this simple, and it still haven't been beat, and how it's thrown around just as if, you know, it just revealed who everybody is.
Now, Shamika, you say so. Should next step be to file a motion in this case? And if so, what's the exact motion that we file? If I were you, the first thing I would do is get the information for the judge. And if
how do you get that?
You guys, yeah, if you send me the name of the judge and stuff, I'll find the information. The first thing is to write a letter to the judge. And it needs to be sent overnight to the judge, like FedEx to the judge. Explain y'all position, like as a family. So get one person to write this letter. Explain the timeline of what's going on and all that. Your Honor, dear Your Honor, you know what I'm saying? You know, and explain that. That's number one. That's what the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is I would either have you or your family write a certified letter to this lawyer that you have. Okay, you give her your demands. This is the next court date, which is
18.
December 18th. How many days? And we do the days, not even the months. Count how many days. Well, we do, yeah. And that he's been incarcerated. No one. It goes from it's adjourn. I paid you for this, that. You want. I paid you for this. I'm asking you that December 18th for for everything to be dismissed. He hasn't been indicted yet. We have everything to prove this. And I'll help you write that. You know, if you need me help you with that. Help you with that. Send that as well. On top of that, I am going. Another letter that you can send out to is to Superintendent Snelling. Okay, Another letter that you can send out to is this new state's prosecutor, Eileen O'Burke. Just have those. And then once you do those, I'm going to do my part into sending it to some people that I know as well. And we're going to manifest that on December 18th, Mr. Banks is coming home. Adjourned no more. Simple letters are something that we don't do anymore.
Right.
This case is and like you said, you don't get a bad vibe about that judge. And
No,
my thing is maybe a certified letter, and we don't do that. We don't write letters. Write these letters, overnight these letters, demand for because you paid that lady, and explain to her what ARDC is, because she know what ARDC is. She don't think you know what ARDC is. She can lose her license. She'll never be able to practice again. That's somebody's livelihood she's playing with. She's messing with your boyfriend's livelihood. His mother's still alive, right? Parents alive?
No, his parents passed.
Oh, sorry. Well, with his sisters and stuff alive, brothers, he's messing with people alive. Yeah. Huh? He's messing with your life. Yeah, you out there, you taking off work, trying to get some help, all of those type of things. So yes, so those things need to happen. Those are I would do. But your lawyer works for you, and you need to give her what motions need to be filed. I will send that to you. I will send the laws. I will help you with the law. Like I said, I ain't no attorney, but we're gonna give the laws to her, because maybe she forgot the laws. Maybe she forgot them. You understand? Sometimes people just be forgetting laws. You understand? So maybe we can help her understand the law. Maybe we can be her paralegal to let her know this is what it is. And if you do not make sure that this case is dismissed, baby girl, ARDC, you ain't gonna have no license, because you do not need to be practicing if you got people that's locked up, that's still locked up, that should be home. That's just common sense. Those are the steps that I would take. I will help you take them, but the first step is you need to write that judge. You need to write that judge. You need to send a certified copy that judge tomorrow. If we tomorrow, the best, so they can get it by Thursday. If you write it to tomorrow, starting tonight, you get it to her by Thursday, she'll have that. You can get one too, also sent to the prosecutor, because the prosecutor also, because this is you're wasting the court's time, and this is a lawsuit. This is a potential lawsuit. This is a potential lawsuit because he's been locked up and has not been indicted. It's been over 90 days.
And they playing with our taxpaying dollars to keep it in court.
So I think those are. I think those will, Shamika. I think those will be the first steps. I don't mind helping. Like I said, I'm not no attorney or anything, but I do have common sense, and I also know that this is some BS. And I know that if this was my brother, if this was my friend, if this was my son, I'll be doing that. I would do that. That'd be the first thing. And honestly, like I said, I've been on all sides. I've been Mr. Banks' side. My mother used to write hella letters to the judge, hella letters to the prosecutor. I mean, I remember one time, I don't want to get too deep into it, but they were trying to snatch my date. And my mother wrote that. My mother told them on the visit, because I knew they was going to put me in the shoe. I told my mother, and my mother wrote that warden so fast, and they didn't take my date. So like, yeah, my mother's always taught me to go to the highest, and that is something that we just do not do. A simple letter, because they're in the wrong. They're in the
Definitely.
room. Yeah, he didn't, you know what I'm saying? And right now, with all these illegals that keep riding around with no license, they're not parked, they're doing all types of crazy stuff, and they're getting let out every day. They're getting let out every day because it's an executive order to not arrest them. So it does not make any sense for people who have not done anything like this. You had your license, all that stuff. You were parked, and there's not no issue. Like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, and I think that is where it needs to go. That's what I would do, and I don't mind helping because the group that you went to, that's what they should have been doing. They don't never, excuse me, I don't never hear them saying they writing a lawyer. I don't never hear them say they writing the judge. I don't never hear. That's the whole purpose of them groups. You're supposed to have a rapport with the judges. You're supposed to have a rapport with prosecutors. You're supposed to have a rapport with COPA. It shouldn't be no issue why them type of groups that's getting funded for this type of stuff do not have a gang of people that sit and do these type of things. That's the whole purpose. So I don't mind helping you. I don't mind giving you the steps. I don't mind helping you find the judge's information. And I'm pretty sure that if this is done the correct and appropriate way, that December 18th, he should be coming home. Yeah, like I just think that you got people that just it's just a money grab, man. Like it just makes me upset because I just hate how we just don't help each other. We don't help each other, and that's going to be something that is going to always happen if we do not help each other. So I think that's how we start and go from there.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. It's just a sad situation, you know. He wasting time, his life. That, you know, time he can't get back, sitting there waiting for what? Sitting
Yeah.
there waiting
That's
for what?
being a quota, because at the end of the day, I really would like to know what is this like. How many people are at California? Like how many people in there? Because the migrants, they not up in them. So I just want to know who's getting locked up. So yeah, I really would like to know that. That's something I would like to know as well. But yeah, so I think that's good. We talked for an hour and 42 minutes. Again, my helping. Yes, I think yes, you'll be able to share this wherever. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna send it to a few folks that I know, and I think that's where it starts off at.
Do you want to? Do you mind adding the video to the end so they can actually just see what we're talking
Yeah,
about?
I just got to see how I do it. This is like new to me. But what I can do is I can take bits and pieces of what we talked about, and then when I and with the video cam that you have, we can edit it together and we can make that separate. So this could be the live that they can watch, and then underneath it, I can make a separate post of the video, and then people can see that as well. Because I'm new to this, I'm just learning this. I'm learning how to do all this, so I don't know. I don't want to delete it because I don't want to delete this because it's live. And so I think the best thing we could do is I could take bits and pieces of this, or even bits and pieces. You guys can look at it, and then we attach the body cam and make that underneath it so people can look at the body cam.
Okay.
And yeah, whatever else you can do. But yeah. I edit all my videos and stuff. I'm kind of cold with that, but this is new. So this is my second one. I did one with Miss Jessica Friday, and then you're my second one. So this,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
All right.
So,
Interview now.
well,
So yeah. Do you have anything else to say? Any last words?
this case, I demand that this case be dismissed. To whoever will watch this, concerned that have the power to help in this case. There's actually in a position because they really wants to help. This is the job that they really love to do, not
Public
looking at
servant.
the job, huh?
A public
Not
servant.
not looking at it as if, it means nothing. But yeah, that's what I want. And I
Okay.
want all these officers, everyone that's involved in this case, I want everybody to be held accountable. Everybody need to be held accountable because it starts with stuff like this. They look at this saying this minor, but this is big to us. This is big to his family. This ain't nothing minor. He been gone for too long. Yeah, what they looking at as the whole overall is minor to them because it's bull crap and they know it, but it's definitely big.
Mm-hmm.
And he a king. He don't need to be sitting in jail. He too much. He too much of a young man to be in jail. He got too much to lose out here. He ain't ganging none in there. He's in an environment where it's going to get him in more trouble because you're putting him around people that don't care about life at this point.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's all I want to say.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing this, and I think that it's about solution, and the solution is, well, God has the solution, but I think with the man power and the woman power, uh, letters, write the timeline, write the letters, and demand that attorney because AI, because ain't nowhere in the world you out here. I don't care if she got a Secret Service walking her in and out court. You paid her to do her to defend and to defend someone that it should have been thrown out. Should have been thrown out the court. As soon as you retained her, the next court date it should have been
Exactly.
it should have been dismissed.
Exactly.
So yeah, and so yeah, so that's what I think. I think it's simple, and I think that it will happen. I just think that sometime we have to do something different, and what's different is right, right. And I think that you have enough time, but and I don't think people write the judges no more. I haven't heard a person say have written a judge in a very long time, and judges do listen to cases. I mean, judges will letter. Judges will look at a letter, and judges will also look at this case and be like, "Okay, this is going on 2 years. Why hasn't he been indicted?" And they're going to say, "Well, we really don't have anything. Well, we don't have anything because it was a stop that should have never been a stop because they were parked in front of their house." So yeah, we don't know. And you understand, prosecutors have millions of cases, so they're just throwing his to the side.
Exactly.
And the whole purpose of a paid attorney is for it not to be thrown to the side.
Exactly.
Yeah, so she's just sorry, and the prosecutor knows she's sorry. So that's just what it is. So yeah, so that's the goal, that's the mission, and let's see to it. But yes, you can share this, and then when we get off the phone, when we get off live, call me, and then we'll work on editing it, and I can put it on YouTube so people can see it.
Okay.
All right. That's it, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see y'all on Friday. It's Famous Friday with Miss Jessica, and if you guys don't know who it is, Friday, you will see. You will see soon. All right, love y'all, and I'll talk to you later, Tierra.
All right, see ya.
See ya.